Leadership strategies for inspiring change in an era defined by global challenges, from climate crises to systemic inequality. The power of inspired leadership has never been more critical. Activists, organizers, and changemakers stand at the forefront of societal evolution, but their influence hinges on mastering the art of inspiring collective action. This article explores proven strategies for cultivating transformative leadership that drives meaningful progress. The journey toward impactful change begins with understanding the psychological and emotional drivers behind human motivation. Effective leaders don't merely rally followers, they ignite passion, foster unity, and create visions so compelling they become shared missions. These principles form the foundation of our exploration into the science and practice of inspirational leadership. Visionary leadership. Crafting compelling narratives. At the core of every successful movement lies a powerful narrative, one that transcends individual interests and speaks to universal aspirations. A visionary leader identifies gaps in current systems, articulates a hopeful alternative, and frames solutions within relatable contexts. This ability to transform abstract ideals into tangible goals fuels sustained engagement among diverse stakeholders. Creating such narratives requires deep empathy and cultural awareness. Leaders must listen actively to marginalized voices, understand historical injustices, and acknowledge intersectional identities. By centering these perspectives, leaders build trust and demonstrate genuine commitment to equity rather than performative allyship. Define clear objectives, establish measurable targets grounded in research while remaining flexible enough to adapt to emerging realities. Specific outcomes provide direction yet allow space for innovation when initial approaches prove insufficient. Align actions with values. Every strategy, whether fundraising campaigns or policy advocacy, must reflect core ethical commitments. Misalignment erodes credibility and undermines long-term support from both participants and broader communities. Bridging divides through coalition building. Sustainable social change demands collaboration across ideological spectrums. While activism often thrives on passionate conviction, lasting impact requires forging alliances beyond immediate circles of belief. This necessitates diplomatic skills, patience, and a willingness to engage in difficult dialogue centered on mutual respect. Building inclusive coalitions starts with identifying common ground beneath surface-level disagreements. Whether addressing environmental justice or economic disparity, there exist underlying values, such as fairness, sustainability, or dignity, that transcend political divides. Recognizing these shared priorities enables coalition formation rooted in practical cooperation rather than temporary convenience. Fostering inclusive participation. Research indicates that organizations with diverse membership experience higher levels of creativity and problem-solving capacity. A study published in Nature found that teams composed of individuals from varied backgrounds generated 87% more novel ideas compared to homogeneous groups. This diversity enhances resilience against opposition by incorporating multiple viewpoints into strategic planning. Cultivating inclusivity also involves dismantling structural barriers preventing full participation. From accessible meeting formats to equitable resource distribution, intentional efforts ensure that everyone feels valued and capable of contributing meaningfully. Such environments nurture ownership of initiatives, increasing accountability and reducing burnout risks among volunteers. Empowerment through education and mentorship. Lasting transformations require equipping future generations with knowledge, confidence, and tools for agency. Educational programs focused on civic engagement, digital literacy, and trauma-informed practices empower individuals to advocate effectively for themselves and others. When people feel equipped to act, they become catalysts for exponential ripple effects. Mentorship plays equally vital roles in sustaining movements. Experienced advocates serve as guides helping newcomers navigate complex landscapes while validating their contributions. Structured mentoring relationships reduce isolation, accelerate skill development, and preserve institutional memory during transitions between leadership phases. Create safe learning spaces. Foster environments where mistakes are viewed as growth opportunities rather than failures. Psychological safety encourages risk-taking essential for innovative solutions. Prioritize intersectionality. Acknowledge how factors like race, gender identity, disability status intersect to shape lived experiences. Comprehensive training ensures supporters recognize and address layered forms of oppression. Strategic communication, amplifying voices effectively. Effective communication transforms raw data into persuasive arguments capable of shifting public opinion. Social media platforms offer unprecedented reach but demand nuanced approaches, balancing authenticity with strategic framing. Understanding algorithmic dynamics helps maximize visibility while maintaining message integrity. Storytelling remains one of the most potent weapons in modern activism. Personal anecdotes humanize issues, create emotional connections, and simplify complex topics. However, stories must be used ethically, never exploiting vulnerable populations or distorting facts for sensationalism. Leveraging digital platforms responsibly. Digital activism presents unique advantages and pitfalls. Hashtag movements can mobilize millions overnight but may lack depth unless paired with offline organizing. Balancing online presence with grassroots work prevents superficial engagement that fades quickly after viral moments pass. Transparency builds trust in all communications. Clearly disclosing affiliations, funding sources, and potential biases strengthens credibility. Consistency across channels reinforces brand recognition and makes messages easier to recall amid information overload. Navigating resistance with resilience and adaptability. Resistance to progressive changes is inevitable, manifesting through legal obstacles, misinformation campaigns, or outright hostility. Successful leaders anticipate pushback by developing contingency plans, diversifying tactics, and preparing teams emotionally for setbacks. Flexibility becomes paramount when conventional strategies fail unexpectedly. Learning from failure is as crucial as celebrating victories. Analyzing why certain approaches didn't work reveals blind spots and informs better decisions moving forward. Encouraging open dialogue about disappointments fosters continuous improvement without discouraging participation. Develop contingency plans. Anticipate various scenarios ranging from legislative rollbacks to community backlash. Having pre-established response protocols allows swift adaptation without losing momentum. Promote emotional intelligence. Equip members with coping mechanisms for stress management. Regular check-ins help identify early signs of burnout before they escalate into serious mental health concerns. Ethical foundations. Upholding integrity amid challenges. Honesty serves as the bedrock upon which trustworthy movements are built. Even well-intentioned causes can lose legitimacy through scandals involving financial mismanagement or internal corruption. Maintaining rigorous standards protects both reputational capital and the cause itself. Accountability structures ensure that leaders remain answerable to constituents. Transparent reporting mechanisms, regular audits, and accessible grievance procedures prevent abuses of power. When held responsible, even imperfect systems gain greater acceptance due to demonstrated responsiveness to feedback. Avoiding exploitation dynamics. Power imbalances inherent in many activist networks risk perpetuating cycles of exploitation. Careful attention must be paid to ensuring that historically marginalized groups aren't consistently asked to bear disproportionate burdens while receiving minimal rewards. Equitable partnerships prioritize mutual benefit over extractive relationships. Long-term success depends on prioritizing sustainable models over quick fixes. Short-sighted measures focusing solely on immediate results rarely produce enduring impacts. Instead, investing time in laying strong foundations yields dividends far exceeding transient gains achieved through rushed interventions. Innovation and creativity. Reimagining solutions. Traditional approaches alone cannot solve today's multifaceted problems. Creative thinkers challenge assumptions embedded in existing paradigms, proposing radical alternatives previously deemed impractical. Innovation thrives in environments encouraging experimentation despite uncertainty. Tech-driven innovations particularly excite younger generations seeking new ways to effect change. Blockchain applications enhance donation tracking, AI analytics optimize campaign targeting, and virtual reality simulations immerse users in marginalized perspectives. Embracing technological advancements expands possibilities exponentially. Foster collaborative thinking. Cross-disciplinary teams bring fresh perspectives unbound by disciplinary silos. Combining expertise from fields like economics, psychology, and technology produces holistic solutions. Encourage risk-taking cultures. Organizations that reward bold ideas, even when they fail, create ecosystems where groundbreaking breakthroughs emerge organically through iterative testing processes. Measuring impact. Assessing progress toward transformation. Evaluating effectiveness goes beyond counting signatures or likes. True measurement assesses whether fundamental shifts occur in attitudes, policies, or everyday behaviors. Quantifiable metrics combined with qualitative assessments paint complete pictures of progress made. Setting realistic benchmarks provides clarity regarding achievements relative to goals. Celebrating small wins maintains morale while reinforcing belief in achievable objectives. Simultaneously acknowledging shortcomings allows honest reflection, guiding course corrections when needed. Track multiple indicators. Combine traditional KPIs, key performance indicators, with softer metrics measuring things like increased civic participation rates or reduced stigma surrounding specific issues. Engage stakeholders in evaluation. Involve affected communities directly in assessing outcomes. Their first-hand accounts reveal nuances missed by external observers analyzing data objectively. Conclusion. This exploration underscores that inspiring change requires deliberate cultivation of visionary leadership, strategic alliances, educational empowerment, ethical grounding, creative problem-solving, and robust evaluation frameworks. Each component interconnects seamlessly to form resilient movements capable of weathering adversity while advancing noble causes. To translate theory into action, begin by reflecting honestly on personal strengths and areas needing growth. Identify one area highlighted above requiring immediate attention and commit to implementing concrete steps within your network. Remember, transformation emerges not from solitary brilliance, but from collective determination fueled by principled leadership.